All right, guys, the brackets have officially been revealed, so let's break down the West region. All right, starting off with the 1 seed here, North Carolina facing the winner of Howard and Wagner. I think either way, no matter who wins, North Carolina is ultimately too strong. We'll talk about North Carolina later, though. All right, 8-9 game, we have Mississippi State versus Michigan State. Surprised Michigan State got up this high to a 9 seed. They've been really up and down all year. Mississippi State, though, getting hot at the right time, kind of. Looking at Mississippi State, 21-13. All right, they have wins over Tennessee, wins over Auburn, another one over Tennessee. All right, and then as for Michigan State, sitting at 19-14, they have a loss to Arizona, a win over Baylor, a win over Illinois, then 2 losses to Purdue. So breaking this one down, it comes down to Michigan State, I think, has more upside, but Mississippi State a little more consistent than Michigan State. But Michigan State has talent. We know that. All right, they were a preseason top 5 team, went on a run last year with Tyson Walker and A.J. Hokard. You got Tom Izzo still on the sideline. I think Michigan State gets the win here. Sometimes when they're this low seed, they usually kind of go on a run. So I think Michigan State's in good shape. Next up, St. Mary's sitting at 26-7 as the 5 seed versus Grand Canyon out of the WAC, sitting at 29-4. St. Mary's, I did have them in my preseason Final Four. I was pretty high on this team going in. You think back to last year, if Duquesne doesn't get hurt, they probably beat Uconn, which ultimately went on to win the national championship. So St. Mary's schedule it's a little different. All right, they're not going to show all the wins here, but they did lose to Boise State. They beat Colorado State, beat New Mexico, so both of those are tournament wins. They beat Gonzaga twice, so that's tournament wins as well. As for Grand Canyon, they do have a win over San Diego State, so this team can beat teams that are on St. Mary's level. They beat Louisiana Tech, which has a really good record. But that win over San Diego State just shows you how good this team is. But I think St. Mary's is a little too seasoned. They've been here before. So give me St. Mary's there with the win. All right, Alabama versus Charleston. Alabama, the 4 seed, sitting at 21-11. Charleston, 27-7 as the 13 seed. Alabama, a little inconsistent themselves. All right, they have close losses to Purdue, Creighton, and then Arizona. So played a tough non-con. All right, I think they have like the number 1 strength of schedule. 20-point loss to Tennessee. Then you've got a win over Auburn. Okay, so they haven't necessarily beaten these teams. Then for Charleston, all right, they have a 15, 16-point loss to FAU. Other than that, they really haven't played any tournament competition. Alabama is streaky. All right, they can play with anybody if they get hot, but if they get cold, it's questionable. I think Alabama ultimately is safe here no matter what in the first round, but after that, they're going to need to pick it up. All right, 6-11 game, we've got Clemson at 21-11, New Mexico at 26-9. Clemson kind of been cold as of late. They do have a non-conference win against Alabama. You got a loss versus North Carolina, Duke. They have beaten North Carolina, so that's the thing you're holding your hat on to here. As for New Mexico, getting hot at the right time, all right, winning the Mountain West tournament, wins over San Diego State, Utah State, and Boise State. I think this is the tell of 2 halves here. Clemson trending down, New Mexico trending up. Give me New Mexico here. If I can find it. There we go. All right, Baylor and Colgate. Baylor the 3 seed, 23-10 out of the Big West. Colgate 25-9. As for Baylor, all right, they've got an 8-point non-conference loss to Duke. Wins over BYU, Iowa State, and Kansas. So all really good wins there. Close loss to Houston. As for Colgate, all right, lost to Syracuse, Yale, Arizona. A win over Vermont and a loss to Illinois, every one of those tournament teams. I think Baylor is ultimately too much, though, for Colgate, so give me Baylor there. All right, Dayton and Nevada. Dayton, all right, 24-7, a higher seed than I expected. I thought they'd be closer to 10, actually. Like, I would have swapped these probably, to be honest with you. I think Dayton's more talented. Nevada, a little more even kill, though. Looking at Dayton, all right, they have not beaten a tournament team besides Duquesne, which made it out of the A-10. Lost to Northwestern, lost to Houston, win over Cincinnati. Other than that, though, like I said, they have not beaten a tournament team besides Duquesne. So I'm a little questionable on how good this team really is. Nevada, win over TCU, win over Utah State, win over San Diego State, win over Boise State. Give me Nevada here. Again, Dayton just hasn't played anybody. So I don't think they're very good, but maybe they'll shock me. All right, as for Arizona and Long Beach State, I don't think we get too many 15, 16, 14 upsets this year because there were so many conference tournament upsets. The teams like got moved up seed lines. I think they said 21 seeds lost in their conference tournament. So give me Arizona here. No match. All right, in the round of 32, we've got North Carolina, Michigan State. Battle of the so-called Blue Bloods. I think North Carolina is a little too consistent, though, compared to Michigan State. So give me North Carolina here. I don't think Michigan State can beat them, but Michigan State is talented enough to keep up with them. All right, St. Mary's and Alabama. Pretty good matchup here. Alabama, like I said, if they get hot, they can play with anybody. St. Mary's a little more consistent. I think St. Mary's gets the win here, but if Alabama starts nailing threes, I think they can play with anybody. All right, next up, New Mexico and Baylor. New Mexico, like I said, they're getting hot right now. Jalen House in particular looked really good the other day in the Mountain West tournament. As for Baylor, they do have impressive wins, but I think New Mexico is just getting hot at the right time, so give me New Mexico. All right, next up, Nevada versus Arizona. Arizona, we hadn't really talked about them yet. All right, so they've got Caleb Love, transfer guard from North Carolina. You'll probably remember him if you're a North Carolina fan. They have wins over Duke, 25-point win over Wisconsin, a single-digit loss to Purdue. They do have a loss to FAU, so I'm a little questionable on that one, but they have beaten Alabama. I think Arizona's going to be too much here, but I think Nevada can play with them, so don't be surprised if that's a close game. So in the Sweet 16, we have North Carolina versus St. Mary's. I really like this matchup. St. Mary's, I'm really high on. I know a lot of people aren't, but I think St. Mary's can play. But ultimately, I think R.J. Davis and Armando Bacot are too much for North Carolina. Remember, they were on that team that made the championship not too long ago. All right, as for Arizona, New Mexico is on the roll right now. Arizona, you've got Caleb Love trying to get revenge on his former team, getting back to North Carolina. Give me Arizona here. Setting up a juicy matchup in the Elite Eight of North Carolina versus their former guard, Caleb Love. I think North Carolina probably gets the win here. I think they're a little too much for Arizona. Arizona's a little inconsistent, and I'm not really sure how good the Pac-12 ultimately is. So I think North Carolina ultimately makes it out of the West to the Final Four. But who do you think makes it to the Final Four out of the West? Also, let me know your complete Final Four down in the comment section. Also, if you'll see this ticker below, all right, if you are interested in joining, I do have a bracket group set up on ESPN Tournament Challenge app. All you got to do, go to the community tab on my channel. You'll find the link there. Click it, join it. 1 entry per user. The winner does get a free AG t-shirt. All you got to do, be a subscriber, and then put your entry in. That's it. Then I'll get your info after that if you win. But that's it. Let me know your winner out of the West. Who makes the Final Four? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video. Most importantly, subscribe.